Hello everyone, I'm Rosie and I'm here to talk to you about the 5 steps to get your kids to cooperate and your partner to work with you in parenting. I'm delighted to be here. I'm Rosie Bell from Parent Mindworks program. What we're going to talk about is my 5 easy steps to family cooperation, and they spell out to help you remember the word steps. We're going to talk about systems, teamwork and timing, emotions, physical capacity and strategies that bring everything together. So first of all, step 1 is building a system. You must clarify your values and beliefs about parenting with your partner. To do this, sit down and have a conversation. Discuss how you were parented and what you know to be good for children and what you want for your kids. This is a wonderful way to understand your partner more and to begin to see their perspective about raising children. Best of all, you will also decide what you don't want for your kids. When you can build a family framework with logical strategies to get the results you want, write out what you think is important in parenting and get your partner to do the same. Write a list and agree on your top 5 family values. Not many people talk about these things, but our values drive the way that we see life and the decisions we make every single day. Once you have a list of your top family values, you will increase your understanding of each other's perspective and see if you can agree to support each other totally at least 30% of the time. You will have differences. You will have individual strengths and weaknesses. But agree to work together as a whole and become a team. If one parent is less confident in one area and the other is strong in another, allow the stronger parent to lead, and vice versa in other areas. No matter who does what, decide to develop a united front as parents. When you do this, you avoid a situation where your children come between you, where they can manipulate you or bargain with you, and you also avoid self-sabotaging behavior where one parent cancels out the other. So, you see, the dance of parenting is like this. A couple moves together. A couple dances together in parenting when they move in the same direction to avoid tripping each other up. Regardless if you're talking about one task or all the tasks of parenting, this dance will be certain to give you the results you want to achieve. Watch a couple as they dance. They will move in the same direction, but they will twist and turn. They might behave slightly differently, but together they are moving towards their goal. Work out how you get this and demonstrate a consolidated alliance for your children. Clarify your family beliefs and write a family mission statement. You can even stick this on the fridge. This way, you can use your family value statement and your mission statement to make good choices when issues or challenges arrive. When you do this, you avoid cancelling each other out and you avoid confusing your children or allowing them to bargain, or to argue and manipulate you. However, when you agree, you must be fair. You must agree on what is fair and appropriate for your children's development and for your family well-being. In parenting circles, we talk about the ecology of parenting. When something is ecologically sound, it is good for you as a person, it is good for you as a family, and it is also good for society. Now, I've developed a guide for you here with some pictures to demonstrate a system for a family. First of all, you've got the family values, and then you can agree on what you want and what you don't want for your children. It's also important that you understand your parenting styles. Now, there's a lot of information on my website about parenting styles, and you might want to take a look at that at www.seethelighttransformation.com. But let me tell you that there are three major types of parenting styles. Firstly, there's authoritarian parenting style, where parents are quite strict. They are high on limits and often quite low on affection. Then we have permissive parents, who are low on limits and not necessarily affectionate either. And we have authoritative parents. This is more of a democratic style of parenting, where parents have good boundaries. They're high on limits, but they also provide a high level of support for their children. They are nurturing and are interested in developing life skills with their children. Now, in terms of the outcomes, research informs us that children of authoritative parents, that's very strict parents, do one of two things. They either become, as young adults, quite submissive, and they abdicate from their own self-esteem and identity and become little clones of their parents. They adapt totally their parents' value. Or what happens is, somewhere along the line, often in mid-teens, they will actually break out. It will become often, quite upsetting to their parents and quite unruly. But what these kids are doing is they are testing out the family values for themselves, and they are finding the freedom to build their own identity, something that is healthy for kids to do. Authoritative parenting allows this to happen quite naturally because it's a democratic style of parenting. Parents, right from the time children are little, talk to their children about the decisions they make. They include them in a democratic style of negotiation with flexible limits. They allow children to, sometimes children will make mistakes, and they allow children to make mistakes. They acknowledge them without punitive redress, and they help children to learn from mistakes that they make. Permissive parenting, children of permissive parents will often develop risky behavior as young adolescents, and what they're doing is actually breaking out and saying, somebody hold and contain me and show me that I'm cared for. So there you have the outcomes generally of the three sets of parents. Research informs us that authoritative parenting is the most obvious style of parenting to raise children that are resilient, responsible, and also with a high sense of self-esteem. As I said, there's a lot of information about that on my website. Another essential ingredient of a healthy family is the ability to communicate. A lot of communication in families happens around children's day-to-day behavior and through routines and rituals. The general business, really, of living together. So in a family, because we do live together, the best results come when we can support each other lovingly. No matter what team you are in, relationship always wins at the end of the day. So there you have it, a family system that includes values, decisions, agreements, love, and also organisation. So let's just have a look then at what step 2 in this system is, and that's around teamwork and timing. How you manage, budding up in a family, how you manage your teamwork and working with each other, and how you manage timing on a day-to-day basis is an essential part of creating harmony and creating flow in the family. When you have this, you will save time, you will have sanity, and with rituals and routines, you can organize daily events, transitions, movement in the family. You'll also be able to organize your meal times, your comings and your goings, your daily chores, and your family fun time. This requires a basic set of flexible family rules and boundaries. Without boundaries, any environment becomes a bit chaotic, and a family is no different. So set boundaries and agree on how these will be implemented, including logical consequences when they are broken. A logical consequence is not necessarily punitive. It's not a mean reaction after something that has happened. A logical consequence is a natural flow of events resulting in a cause and effect when something has happened. So, for example, if a child fails to do their schoolwork, they fail to do their homework because they've kind of been messing around or wasting time, the natural consequence might be that A, they get to stay up till they finish their work, or B, maybe miss out on some of the family fun events or TV or computer time because their work needs to be finished. When children have logical consequences, they learn to manage from the feedback, to learn from the feedback of the event, and a natural course of self-improvement takes place. Of course, that needs to be supported and encouraged by the parents. When parents tend to be punitive, the natural response from children is resentment or anger, and I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that that is not a good resolution for a family. It's helpful when we talk about teamwork and timing to become aware of the pace of transitions, the tempo of movement within family activities. Often, this is where problems occur for busy families. It's not often talked about, but it's in the pace. It's in either being too slow, too rushed, too hurried, or too anxious that family problems occur. This is where stress builds up. This is where tempers get lost or children become frustrated, when the pace of family movements is not within a good sort of style or rhythm that is suitable to the needs of the age and stage of the children. If you want to avoid conflict and make it easy, allow time for children to do what they need to do, even if that means, working flexi time or getting up a bit earlier to get things done. Best results happen when you can slow things down. Hurried families often achieve less. And step 3 is family emotions. We know that in terms of emotional health, you will get what you focus on. So what's your focus? Because whatever you choose to focus on will expand. If you always give attention to the problems in the family, if you always give attention when a child misbehaves or when a child doesn't follow through on what you've asked, if that's the only attention that the child gets, the child will repeat that behavior. Firstly, what we focus on grows, and secondly, as humans, we do nothing that does not serve us. If that child has a need to get your attention, he or she will do whatever it takes, whether they get that through positive or negative means. If you choose, however, to change your focus to recognize positive events and positive effort in the family, that is what will expand. That is what will grow. And for most families, that's the outcome we're looking for. So the thing here is to create an emotional, safe place for your children. Now, this is not always easy to do, but if you remember the principles and you work towards this, the majority of the time this will be achievable. Most children want to please their parents, you see, and most children will do their best to, follow their parents' instructions if they know that they're going to be recognized for that effort and they will get some significance or achievement from that. You see, as parents, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right all the time. You just have to get it right 30% of the time. When you know that, it allows you to lift the weight off your shoulders, to take a big breath and say, yeah, we can do that. We're going to be okay, no matter what. You see, it's the quality of magic moments that count in a family, not necessarily the quantity. So you see, for example, you might stop in the passage and give your child a little hug on the way to the laundry, or you may give your child complete attention for 3 or 5 minutes whilst you're in the kitchen. Stop what you're doing, put the things down, make eye contact with your child, and listen to what they're telling you. That is a magic moment. It takes very little of your time, but it is for your child a pure, rewarding experience. The language of love for children is time spent with delighting in them, in fun, and attention given and support given for the things that they're interested in. Welcome your child's coming to you and support their emotional regulation as well as yours. Support their capacity, no matter how old or how young they are. On the picture here, you can see a dad. He may have been working all day, and he's come home to give his daughter a bit of fun on the beach, and no doubt creating memories and magic moments. And then, of course, in families, we have the wonderful opportunity every single day to meet our children's core needs through routines and rituals. Core needs are as important to adults as they are to children. They're not like values, but we do need them. They're as important as the air we breathe for our well-being and our positive development. There's 6 core needs, and here they are. Every child in your family and every adult needs to have a sense of comfort, and that will give them security, a sense of belonging and certainty. They need connection. They need that safe home with the magic moments, and to know that parents are in charge no matter what happens. Children also need variety, and often being involved in chores and tasks around the house, learning to take responsibility, gives them a chance to do things that maybe they wouldn't have done otherwise. Children do get bored doing the same thing over and over again, so it's a good idea sometimes to let them do something completely different, like getting involved in washing the family car. Or my little grandchild, for example, loves to be involved in washing windows. It's not something you would usually ask a child to do, but it's one of her favourite things. And when she does that, she gets a great deal of significance for a job well done. And we all need that, don't we? Kids need to know when they're recognised for effort. Significance is one of all of our core needs, and it goes alongside love. When children know that they are appreciated and cared for, when they know that parents will go out of their way to make sure that they're safe and comfortable, they will feel loved. When they are part of a family on an everyday basis, being involved shoulder to shoulder with their brothers and sisters, with their parents, getting on with the business of life, they will learn to make a contribution. And that develops life skills, responsibility, and resilience that will take them well into adulthood. So meeting children's core needs through family chores and family tasks, also through play, through love, and through doing fun things together will help your children to thrive. Use routines and rituals. Don't feel guilty about that. Let them meet your children's core needs. These 6 needs are as important as the air we breathe. And that takes us to step 4, which is really an adult thing. Step 4 is about organising your physical needs and your physical environment. It's very much about recognising the physical space and the physical capacity of the family. Here you will create and manage an efficient environment in your home, even in your car, in all of your spaces, in fact, including work. You can structure children's bedrooms to make storage easy and to make it efficient for them to manage what they need to do to get their clothes, to put their clothes away, and to store their play materials and books and learning equipment. Organise your home. Put hooks, for example, in the laundry, in the bathroom. Let children have a special place for their shoes, for their school uniforms and their school bags, so they always know where things are and they can grab things quickly and easily. Organise your home with busy and quiet spaces that allow kids to recharge their batteries and also allow kids to have some busy and active play at other times. And try to include a little bit of luxury. Create a sanctuary in your home for the adults to share and recharge their batteries too. Now, if you're working, I would strongly suggest that you look at getting the help that you can afford. If you're earning a decent wage or a decent hourly rate, it makes good economic sense to outsource some of the menial tasks. Sometimes you can land up paying for a cleaner, someone to do your ironing, gardening, or your childcare for a lot less than it would take your hourly rate in the workforce. If you manage a family with those kind of economic principles, you can do that without feeling, guilty that you're getting someone else to care for you. You are maximizing all of your resources and working towards the best outcome for your family. So, you got to get with it and get organized. You can do this easily when you create weekly, fortnightly, and monthly systems for your home management. Include things like meal plans, planning for school lunches. I get home delivered groceries every fortnight, something I love. I always smile when the man comes right into the kitchen and pops them on the table. You can organize your budgets, medical checkups. You can schedule appointments for the children in advance. Schedule all your kids' activities, including their sports and teachers' appointments, all the things that they need to do. And also book in family fun time. Take your diary, slot out Saturday afternoons every second weekend, say, and that's a family picnic or a time that family does something special together. We also have, family breaks and family holidays. I work with 90-day plans, and at the end of every 90 days we'll schedule something special for the family, either 4 days away or a mini break, or something that's happening in the very near future. My husband, myself, and all of our grandchildren and children are going to hop on the ferry and go to Rottnest. That's one of our special family days coming up in the near future. And then of course there's Doona days, which are essential to recharge your own batteries and for your own self-care. That's taking a bit of time out to charge your batteries, taking a whole day every now and again to just chill, to calm down, to reflect and feel better, because every working parent needs to take care of themselves. Now, getting back to being organized, include everyone in some tasks and chores appropriate to their physical ability and temperament. Even little ones like to get involved next to mum helping. Little children like, for example, to, pick up toys or sometimes use the dustpan or feed the dog. There's always something that you can get children involved in. And it's a good thing to buddy up older children with younger children if you get the opportunity. Break the chores down to stages with a beginning, a middle, and an end. That gives children cues and prompts about what to do next. So, for example, if they're helping to fold washing, they might bring the basket in, that's the beginning, fold the washing, that's the middle, and the end is putting it away on everyone's bed so they can pop it into their drawers. That task has a beginning, a middle, and an end. 3 cues for children to know that they have a little mini system within the system to get things done. Now, don't expect a child to do what you would not do, and ask only what is appropriate for their age, their temperament, and their ability. Most likely that will be different for each of your children. You can target their interests too. So a child who's interested in computers, for example, may put in the weekly online order for the grocery shopping, once you've checked it, of course. And another child who's interested in cooking may help to make muffins for the school lunches, or maybe even help with the cooking of dinner. So that is the 4th step there, getting organized. And the final step, step 5, brings it all together with strategy. When you have a good system, you have to have a strategy. And the strategy includes the steps of how you're going to decide on what is going to happen and how you will get the outcome that you want to achieve. So the first thing you must do as parents with anything, any single task or any multiple task, anything, decide what you want as parents. Seek 30% absolute agreement. Work with your compensating strengths and weaknesses and develop a plan. Once you have your game plan, you can take action. You can solve the problems that get in the way and get the results that you want. So here's how you do it. Start with taking stock of where you are at any moment in time. Let's call that place A. So look at what is going on around you. What is happening with the children? What's happening with your home? Where are the times that you get stressed or worried? Where are things, beginning to fall apart? Take consideration of everything that's going on for every member of the family. Then decide what you want. Consider your ideal average day. What would that look like? What would everybody be doing? How would time work for you? How would the tempo of the family or the family mood be? Write it down. Your average ideal day. I'm talking about your work day, of course, not necessarily your average day on the beach. Once you know what you want for your family, what your ideal day might look like, then you can begin to prune off what gets in the way of that result. Look at the gap between A and B and begin to work out what will close that gap between where your family is now and where you want your family to be. Then make a commitment to each other as parents to follow through on the steps that are required to shift from A to B. Decide weekly what is important and decide who will do what. Once you've allocated a task to your partner, your job is then to abdicate from micromanaging that and let your partner get on with it. Talk about your approach to the children's behavior regularly. Maybe sit down with a cup of coffee once a week or so. Look at each of your children and ask yourself if they're on track. What are their needs at the moment? How are they coping? If you're a working parent and you don't see your children for, blocks of time during the day, this is a very important question to ask yourself. Then you can look at meeting those needs or maybe tweaking or changing something in your routine, your family fun time, or your blocks of affection and support for that child to make sure that they're getting what they want. My husband and I, when we were both busy and working long hours, used to make a point of, getting together once a week in a big bathtub, and we'd sit and talk about, what was going on in each of our lives at work and so on. And including in that conversation would also be, and what's going on, with the members of the family and with us, what needed to be done in the next week and kind of who was going to be responsible for carrying those things out. So no matter how you do it, whether it's over a glass of wine on a Sunday afternoon or whatever, it's a good thing to develop an agreement of, what the following week is going to look like and who's going to be responsible for doing what. When you have a system like this, when you have some strategies in place, you go a long way towards creating ease. And that is so important in a family, because when we just go through the day, head down, struggling to survive, we must know that when things are tough for adults, they are absolutely guaranteed to be even more tough for children too. So the rule of thumb is to evaluate frequently. Learn from the feedback you're getting, and the feedback comes in, are things getting done? How is the family mood? Is everybody coping? Then you can change on a weekly basis what is not working by just tweaking the plan. So there you have it. My 5 steps to getting your kids to cooperate and getting your partner to support you as a parent. And just to go over them again, that included steps, S for systems, T for teamwork and timing, E for emotions, P for the physical organization and the capacity of your space and your family home, and the last thing, S for strategies. When you have that, you will go a long way to improving your lifestyle and your quality of life at home for your family. And some of the benefits will include that you and your partner get on the same page and really support each other. You can achieve what you want for your children, and you can take the right action to get it. You will definitely reduce frustration and burnout, probably delete overwhelm. You can set up deliberate parenting approach that matches your own values. And when you do that, you will gain a lot of confidence. So what I'm going to do is ask you to allow yourself 2 more bonuses to assist your family. I want to tell you that you can easily get support. Just click the button below and download a free report with 7 secrets to prevent you and your partner arguing about your kids. That will give you even more tips and strategies to use so that you can work together and support each other as parents. And then, even more than that, use the form below to book a 1-hour free parenting consultation with me. This will allow us to deal with any issues that may have cropped up for you, make your life difficult in parenting, or any particular hassles that you want to work through. Allow yourself to do this, 1 free hour of professional support from me. It is my gift to you because children are important and parents matter too. I'm Rosie Bell from Parent Mind.